This is Get Inspired with Dea Lyeese. Thanks for joining me. Today's topic is the new approach. Have you ever thought about how to find a new approach to an old problem? Sure, we've all seen some sort of problem being repeated in our lives, whether it was through our own actions or the actions of others. Most importantly, let's focus in on our response as our problems become a windmill. Our response is a reflection of our perspective on the matter. When we change our outlook or perspective, then likely our response will change. So how do we change our perspective? First, find a new approach. Even when it's tempting to, we can't approach the problem in the same way. The problem needs to be defeated. Trying to defeat the problem verbally, physically, or through our own human nature will definitely set us up to recreate the problem. The new approach has to be a spiritual response. It's always hardest to respond spiritually to a natural situation, but this is really how God wants us to respond. Our new nature should be a reflection of His word concerning our old situation. We can't spiritually see it differently if we aren't using His word to resolve the matter. It's equivalent to wearing an old prescription in new frame glasses. It serves as no purpose to have a new pair of frames, yet you still can't see clearly out of them. Old patterns eventually reshape our viewpoint of things, which then damages our outlook and creates a more negative response. Secondly, avoid labeling it as a recycled problem. True, people and things display repetitive behaviors. For example, you may have a friend, family member, associate that keeps responding to you in a manner that you do not approve of. Perhaps you've addressed the situation, but they keep repeating the behavior. You no longer can view each incident as a new situation, simply because ideally it's not, and you've labeled it as a recycled problem in your association with them. This is quite normal. However, when we don't clean the slate each time, the problem builds up and leaves a nasty residue. Fact, some people just leave a bad taste in your mouth. Resolve, you don't let them. Address the concern as if it is a new problem, even when it looks familiar. I can hear someone saying, "How long do I need to address the problem?" It totally depends on the situation, the development and longevity of the association, and your personal contribution and responses to the problem. Yes, we all play a role in conflict. Duly noted. I do believe in boundaries, and I'm not saying for once that we should allow someone to abuse their role in our lives. On the contrary, we must make sure we have done our part in changing our perspective as it relates to their behavior. If we give more attention to our perspective, then surely our response will change. In return, we can set the appropriate boundary that's needed in our association with the individual, if perhaps we never get past the conflict. You can only control your behavior, not theirs. Lastly, redirect your attention. Don't allow the behaviors of others to be your constant focus. This leads to wall building. It's easy to put a wall up when folk are getting on our nerves. Typically, if you've built a wall, you'll have to break through that barrier before you can even tackle your original problem. Instead, redirect your attention, your thoughts, and your focus. Don't give them control over your mindset. As a result, it depletes your spiritual being, fogs your thinking, and creates negative responses. We have to decide individually to whom and what gets the appropriate amount of our attention. I'm not saying to avoid the problem, but address it during its timing and then free your mind. Half of the battle is our thought process of the matter. If we've given our minds over to the situation, we can no longer hear God's instructions on resolving the matter. These steps not only apply to your association with others, but also with your own behaviors in every aspect of your life. Change how you see the problem, change your response, and redirect your attention. Do not let what they do control how you respond. Command your outcome. Here at Get Inspired, we have a prayer list called 100 Blessings from God, and efforts to pray for others and see the manifestation of God's blessings through your prayer request. When prayers are answered, we add another prayer as they are requested with the opportunity to pray for hundreds. If you desire prayer, please drop your request in the comments below or send us an email at getinspired.thejourney@gmail.com. This is Get Inspired with Dea Lyeese. Thanks for joining me. Be safe, blessed, and prosperous.